Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. You are tuned in to the Sniper Fruge podcast, and I am your host, Sniper Fruge. How goes it? Huh? Man, what a week, what a week, what a week. To say the least, right? Glad you tuned in today. Got a few topics to touch on. My week was pretty good. Just to follow up on that, I did get a chance to check out the movie Hidden Figures. And if you haven't seen that, put it on your to-do list, man. You hear me? Go check it out. Really great movie. It's kind of shocking that this story's never been told before, but great movie. Great actresses, great actors. I don't know, man. It's just weird to me that I never learned about that in school. You learn about so many other things throughout U.S. history, but some kind of way those little stories slip between the cracks. And if you don't know what it's about three black women. Those are the core stars, but they're working at NASA, and this is in the beginning stages of computers and IBM, and they're trying to launch the first man to the moon, and they need mathematicians and people that can calculate to predict where the astronaut would land. So this young lady was actually working at NASA. They were just doing some behind the scenes data stuff, and she was really great at math. So they actually asked her to come on and do some calculating and see if she can figure out where he would actually land. And they actually called the women back then. They called these group of women, they called them computers. That's what they actually addressed the women as, computers. But I'm not gonna spoil it for you, but it really was a good movie. I learned a few things. Yeah, put on your to-do list, man. And the elephant in the room. that was my impressionation of an elephant. But the elephant in the room is we have a new president. Slow clap. We got a new president, y'all. You hear me? We got a new president. What? Donald John Trump. I didn't even know his middle name was John. My name is John. I mean, that's kind of cool, but he done threw the John in to throw us off. But we got a new president. And if you didn't get a chance to view the inauguration, the speech, the aftermath, it's been a crazy week, man, in politics. Crazy week. Like, I tried to stay tuned and tune in. Trying to hold back my opinion, trying not to be biased. I wanted to listen to his speech to see if he said anything that might, move me, make me feel a little different, make me feel optimistic about the future. And I listened, and I didn't hear anything. It's the same old rhetoric, same old me. I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, with no plan. He didn't tell us how he's going to do it. It's all about making America great again, Same old speech, same old thing. And it was only for 16 minutes. So, I don't know, man. Me as a American citizen, I was hungry I want to hear more. I want you to tell me how you're going to repeal Obamacare. All these things that they're harping on, saying that they're going to do. I want to hear how they're going to actually put this into action. Tell me the plan. And that didn't happen on that day. That didn't happen. And one of the first things that stood out to me watching the inauguration was the crowd. If you look at the crowd, it was nobody out there that looked like me. I mean, of course, nobody's going to be this handsome. I understand that. But nobody out there, no minorities, none. I'm trying to tell you, like, if you look at the inauguration, you look at the photos, you would think these are from like the 60s, the 50s. It was no people of color in the crowd. And if it was, they were working, or it was a few sprinkles here and there. They probably planted, and the camera kept focusing in on, like, oh yeah, let's focus in on this guy. Every time they saw a black person, they just focused in on him just to show that it was some kind of diversity. There was no diversity in the crowd. And it was the same thing as his rallies, man. It's a white America. If you look at that, if you didn't know anything about this country and you just tuned into the inauguration, you would think this was a white America, and that is not the country that we live in. It's not a white America. It's actually a melting pot. I mean, the country is becoming more brown by the day. So to look in a crowd and not see anybody to look like you or feel like you represented in any kind of way, it's hard to watch that. And listen to his speech, it didn't help it. It didn't help it at all. And now we putting America first. America this, America that, America that. So, he says he's putting America first for everything. I just want to see what that does with our allies and, deals that we need to make abroad. But it's America first now. And people seem to be okay with that. And if he can make this happen, I'm okay. I got a daughter. If you can make this country better, we all can make $75 an hour at McDonald's. That's cool. I'm down for that. I want to flip some burgers and get $75. Who wouldn't, right? That's what people seem to think. Trump get in office, we all going to be rich, right? No, that's not how it happens, man. So I just tell you, if you listen to the speeches as the days unfold, just listen for some substance. Try to listen for a policy or tell me a plan. How we going to get? The biggest thing is Obamacare. How are we going to? If you repeal Obamacare, what are you going to do with it? Right? How are we going to change it? Obamacare sucks, according to the right. It sucks. We need to change this. We're going to repeal it. The first thing we're going to do is repeal and replace. Right? So you can't replace it if you don't have a replacement. So I'm really looking forward to see what comes out of this the next few days after they, if they actually do repeal Obamacare. I doubt that they do, but we'll see what happens, So the biggest thing that happened after the inauguration happened, First Lady was looking good. I ain't gonna lie. What's her name? Melania? I don't know her name, but Melania, something like that. She's not from here, I don't think, But Malaria, whatever it is, she was looking very elegant. I give her that. She was very beautiful. I mean, she's a former model, nude model, so that's the First Lady. But she was looking good. I give him that. That's one bright spot of the day. But the day after, Trump being Trump, I guess a few news at CNN and New York Times, a few agencies produced some pictures showing that the turnout of this inauguration didn't amount to the one that Barack had. Either one of them. And, of course, Trump being simple Sally took offense to this, right? So he said that these people are taking photos from Obama's inauguration and photos from his at different angles, right? They're taking them from different angles, okay? That's why it looks like it's more people there than my inauguration. This was the biggest inauguration in history. According to him and his people, this was the biggest inauguration in history. No crowd has ever turned out bigger than this one, right? But if you look at the photos don't lie, man. If you're looking at the photos, clearly he didn't have enough people, or it didn't look like he had half the people Barack had at his inauguration. So he took offense to this. So he sends his Sean Spicer out, the press secretary, and he goes on a rampage, talking about the media. I dare you post these pictures showing that this election was not big as Barack Obama. This was the biggest election in history, according to him. If you look at it, and he even tried to break it down, if you look at this square footage, you could fit 250,000 people here. If you look here, you could fit 200,000. Man, shut up. It was not the same amount of people, right? And it shouldn't even matter. Like, what does it matter how many people came out, And then now they blame it away. It was raining. A few raindrops came out. I'm just saying, Obama had a bigger turnout. I mean, you talking about he was the first. That's one thing that people can take from this process, because Barack served 2 terms, and the whole thing is trying to, take away his legacy. We're going to repeal Obamacare. But one thing they cannot take away from him, he will always be the first ever African-American president. That's one thing you can't take from him. I don't know what else you're going to say. I mean, you can say he mixed or whatever you want to say, but he's the first ever African-American president. Trump can't be that. Maybe I don't think he is, unless he got bleached, but Barack will forever be the first ever black president, and that was groundbreaking for us, man. And people don't understand the magnitude of what that means to a minority or, someone from a different country, I'm not going to say behind the eight ball, but, you sometimes you feel like you're not on an equal playing field just by the color of your skin or where you were born. And it shouldn't be that way, especially not in America. But that's one of the main reasons I wanted Hillary to get in, because when I was growing up, nobody ever told me I could be the president of the United States, because that had never taken place, right? So, and I think that's the biggest beef with white America and having a black man as the commander in chief of the country. Because now, as a child, that opens up your eyes for a bigger. You could do so many things. If you could tell a child they could be a president, come on, man, the sky's the limit. Just like with the movie Hidden Figures, right? If we'd have known that a woman can work at NASA, instead of taking pictures on Instagram and twerking, maybe girls would aspire to do more. So these stories need to be told. We need to see this. It inspires the youth. It inspires people to want to do more. So with that being said, I think that's the biggest beef with, I will say white America with Trump. I'm not Trump, Obama, because clearly Trump is white as can be. He is. If you Google white, you might see Trump. And I'm not trying to sound like I'm far left, because I'm not. I'm all about right and wrong, and that's basically what the principles are. Right and wrong. And this campaign that Trump ran, it was wrong. It contained all the isms. Anything, racism, sexism, anything you could think of. All that was in there. All that rhetoric, all that hate that he preached to people was in there. And some people so ignorant they can't form their own opinion. They take his words to heart, and that's what he doesn't understand. Whatever you say now, it means something. And also other countries are listening to you too. So it's not like you talking to the guys in the gym or talking to the guys at the bar. Nah. This is a different playing field now. What you say matters, which it always should, but especially now that you're the commander in chief. So he can actually say something or tweet something to send us to war, right? Something so petty, like, beefing with Meryl Streep or whoever you want to beef with. That stuff can be serious if you're talking about, doing this with other countries, because people really will go to war, and behind something so petty and stupid, like, who cares about how many people showed up to your inauguration? Okay, it's important to you, but you're the president now. It shouldn't even matter. You should have bigger fish to fry. You got to worry about, NAFTA. Trump tripped me out the way he talked. NAFTA, ISIS, all these other things we have going on in the world. Those are the things you need to be concerned with, not a freaking how many people showed up to your inauguration, because clearly it wasn't as many as Obama. But I mean, Obama's the first black president, so you can never top that. You're not going to beat that one. You can say what you want. You can tweet what you want. That thing is not going to change. The focus should be, how can we, follow up on the things to make this country better, right? You say you're going to make it better. You got all these plans, and Obama did it all wrong, and, everybody has a solution. So let's see it in action. Let's forget the tweets. Forget all, the talking dirty and, just belittling people. Show me. Let's put some stuff out there. I hadn't seen anything. It's still all empty rhetoric, just talking. So that's what I'm waiting to see. I'm waiting to see something, some substance come out there. And if you don't know this, if you get a chance, Google this, right? Google Trump's inauguration cake. And I can't make this shit up, man. It sounds like I'm being like petty. I'm being like far left, like, oh yeah, anything Trump does, he's against it. No, it's a fact. If you get a chance, Google Trump's inauguration cake and Google Obama's inauguration cake. It's the same freaking cake, man. I cannot make this up. So the guy that made the original cake for Obama, he saw the picture of the new cake and, tweeted out like, wow, this looks a lot like the cake that I made. As a matter of fact, this is the same cake that I made for Obama. So the people that made the cake for Trump said, well, when the cake was made, it was a request to duplicate the exact same cake that Obama had. You kidding me? The first malaria, I can't think of this woman's name. Melania. First lady First, she plagiarized Michelle Obama. If you remember that, she plagiarized word for word, man, plagiarized. And now, is it possible to plagiarize a cake? That's what I want to know. That poor little damn cake did nothing to nobody. He was original, huh? That was an Obama cake, not the Trump cake. I wonder if something. I wonder if that. What could they do to that bakery? Or whoever requested that, that's some kind of plagiarism or some kind of copyright issue. But they duplicated the same cake. If you don't believe me, Google it. You can see a picture of them side by side. It's the same damn cake. And in my cynical mind, I think that Trump did it on purpose, like just to throw it in Obama's face. Like, hey, basically, I'm doing what the hell I want to do. If you want to talk about a thug, that's what Trump is right now. He's doing what the fuck he wants to do, and nobody can do anything about it. Like, forget the conflict of interest, like, what you gonna do? I'm president now. What does it matter? What you gonna do about it? What can we do? And clearly, it's not sitting too well with the country. People are upset. The funny thing is, if you look at the day after the election, they had the inauguration, they had a women's march, which I thought was just going to be in Washington, D.C. It was a women's march, comparable, I guess, to the Million Man March. But these women were marching for their rights. But if you saw the turnout that these women got for that march, man, the strength is in the numbers. I'm trying to tell you. And it wasn't just women. It was men. It was children. It was grandmas. It was aunties. It was sisters, brothers, cousins. Like, people came out. And I just wish that would have happened, when I wish everybody would have voted like that. But that's over and done. But it just shows you that if we can pull together, man, something beautiful can happen, man. And that's what I'm hoping, that the silver lining that comes out of this, because something good, you can learn something from any situation, right? And I'm hoping that people learn to stick together. Like, if we can find a common ground and fight for a cause, it's not about black and white. I've been arguing with so many people on my Facebook page about black and white and blase. It's about right and wrong, man. You know damn well a president shouldn't say and do some of the things that Trump is doing. But there's some kind of way, like, people so blind to this stuff now. I just don't get it. Like, I don't know if people like that poor or struggling that bad that they don't care. It's like people selling their soul, man. People are literally selling their soul, everything that they believe in, everything that they stand for, to elect someone who they feel is going to put money in their pockets. And it just shows the true colors of, like, how people really feel, man. At the end of the day, everybody claim that they Christians and so holy roly and, go to church every Sunday and tithe and do all this stuff. But then you vote for somebody like this. All the other stuff you do, it doesn't mean anything. Because this shows your true colors right here. You're electing someone who is, I don't care what he says or what he said he's going to do. He's wrong. He's wrong. And if you elect that person, that makes you wrong too, because that means you believe in him, right? That he reflects you. That reflects half of America right there. I can't imagine, like, how other countries are looking at it, like, America's so stupid. They done hired this bozo to be the president. Russia, I know Putin is just swimming probably with his shirt off in a gold chain in a gold pool with prostitutes. Yeah, we really showed them. Then we showed them. The bad part about it, like, they're probably enjoying this turmoil that we're going through. This is the reason that they did this. The reason they hacked the election is to tear America apart. And that's exactly what happened. We are more divided right now than I've seen in my little short life. I didn't grow up in the Jim Crow days and, black and white. I didn't grow up in that time. But it seems like right now that's where we headed. I'm telling you, if something doesn't happen, we can't find a common ground, we're headed right back to the Jim Crow times. And I think that's what the far right wants, right? They want those times to come back when you see a white man, you don't make eye contact, you don't touch a white woman's hand. They want those times to come back. When a white man walks in the room, you just look at him as a man of authority. You need to show him respect, right? And that's how people poking their chests out now. But it's not like that anymore. It's all about, you got to worry about yourself. You know, like you got to, you need to apply yourself. You know, get yourself some education and get yourself a trade. Trump can't do that for you. You can't. You can't do that for you. And if you, I feel like this is taking us so far backwards. I just got so many things that piss me off, man. Like, especially when people parading around Trump Tower, it just pisses me off. Cause you know damn well what this man stand for. And you a sucker. You just go in there to take a little photo op. You doing this for he take a picture. I hate that. You know, like when people be like, "Oh, I have a black friend," they always they bring entertainers and athletes. You know. Go get somebody that's in Congress or like, you know, doing something in the community. Don't bring no freaking athlete, because sometimes that's what people view minorities and black people as. They can only act and, you know, rap and be an entertainer. They're not educated and they're not lawyers, bankers, and all that stuff. Bring somebody like that in. You know, if you want to make me feel like you for our people, or better yet, how about you go out to the communities? If you really want to, you're really so concerned about, you want to talk to Steve Harvey about the community, how about you just go down there? Then you can touch the people, you know? That's the way I think you should go about doing it, man. Like, I don't know, but I mean, seeing those marches, and the marches happen in other countries, which is even crazier. Like, this just wasn't an American thing. They were marching in Australia, Berlin, like anywhere you could think about, they were marching, you know, to protest this, man. And if you are, you know, a Republican or you far right, and however you may feel, you have to feel some type of way if you feel like this many people are protesting. Like, just like if you go to work in the morning, one person tell you your breath stink, you're like, he hating. Two people tell you your breath stinking, you're like, maybe. Three people, you're like, you know what, let me go brush my goddamn teeth. So if you see all of these people protesting, it has to be a reason why. You know, there's a reason why. People, it's not like they have nothing else to do. Like, people are protesting for a reason. People really feel like this country is headed in the wrong direction. And you can't be selfish and just think about your own personal, I guess, I can't even think of the word to express it. Like, you think you're going to gain financially by having him in office, and that's just selfish, man. It's not. I really think it's going to backfire on us. I hope not, because I live here too. I don't want this shit to backfire, but I think we're gonna hit some rough patches before we start seeing any sunlight. And I just, there's so many lies coming from, I guess, the Oval Office now. Just lies. Now, Trump, you know, the other day, the first stop he made, he went by the CIA office, right? And he's been bad-mouthing these guys. He said that CIA is working against him. They're leaking information and blase. So he meets with these guys. I think 120 people showed up. It was voluntary. And I'm thinking he's going to go there and talk about how we're going to investigate Russia and how we need to enhance our cyber security, all this stuff. I think he touched on some serious topics for maybe 2 minutes, and the rest was all about the cricket media, promoting himself. Yeah, I'm like a very smart person. I'm like a smart person. Like a smart person, I don't have to tell you that they smart. Just like a person who has money, they don't have to tell you that they rich. You see it. Like they had that confidence, that swag, or they carry themselves in a way that you just or their actions. You don't have to tell people what you're doing if you're actually doing it. That's why I call it bullshit. And I just hoping that you guys can see what I'm seeing. Like I really feel like I'm over consumed with the Trumpness. Because I still, like, every morning I wake up, I cannot believe this dude is really our president, man. Really, he is. If you think this is crazy, you better wait for 2020, boy. Because this is going to be some suckers running in 2020. You hear me? 2020 going to be something. You talking about Kanye, probably Flavor Flav, Brad Pitt, anybody you think about, they're gonna be running for president, because if y'all let Trump in, it lowers the standards, man, of the position. Like, this is the upper echelon. This is the best of the best. It's that the highest you can go as a person, like a job wise. And when you let anybody in it, it lowers the. It's not even a respectable position right now. Like, that means that anybody can get in there. So if I can get in there and talk about some hate and rah, 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 and tell you this and tell you that, without actually having any policies, I don't have to show you my taxes. I can just tell you. Because I go in, well, I'm not rich. Maybe if I was rich, it'd be a difference. You know, I'm just like, yeah, I got money, I'm rich. You know, you want to live like me? Vote for me. Huh? You want to live like me? Vote for me. Everybody want to be in the NFL? You want to play football? You want to play football? Vote for me. I get you all in. Now, how you going to get in, I don't know. But I'm going to get you in because I know people and I know things. I'm like a smart person. You don't have to work out. You don't have to be fast. You don't have to know how to catch. You don't have to know how to play defense. I get you in there. Right? Doesn't that sound crazy? Because this is the same thing he's telling you. He's telling you going to get you that job. He's going to pay you a lot of money. He's going to get you that big old house. You're going to drive this nice fancy car. No, man. Not unless you make some changes yourself. It starts within you, right? So if you if you don't apply yourself, nothing's going to freaking happen. I don't give a damn who the president is. Shit, Morgan Freeman can be in there. Morgan Freeman, goddamn Ben Affleck. Anybody can be president. It doesn't matter who it is. If you don't apply yourself, nothing is going to happen. But the silver lining in all of this is this should bring the people together. Like, we all understand that we all people. We living in America. We have to live with each other, right? So let's learn about each other, man. Let's stop having people don't discuss certain things, all these taboo topics. Let's talk about racism. Let's talk about finances. You know, when we sit at the dinner table, let's talk about some different topics. If you don't talk about things, they never get better. It's like when you're married. You know, if you and your wife arguing or y'all have a problem, you don't talk about it. It don't get better, it get worse. If you keep avoiding it, like, nah, you know, it'll fix itself. No, it's not gonna fix itself. It's not gonna fix itself, man. So we need to get out there, talk to a stranger. You know, you can't say you don't like anybody or you dislike somebody if you never actually hung out with them or had a conversation or a beer with them, right? You'd be surprised what you learn from people. You know, in my daily life, I travel a lot with work, and I go to a lot of country towns, small towns, man, and they don't interact with a lot of young black males, especially not one that's educated. So I like it. I love it because, you know, talking to somebody, they're expecting something totally different that comes out of your mouth, right? Because I'm tatted up. I look young. I ain't that young, but I look young. I got the fountain of youth. I'm drinking that water. But talk to people that you don't know, or talk to somebody that doesn't look like you, and then see what you can learn from that. And that's my challenge for you this week. I will talk to a total stranger at work, you know, at the water cooler. Talk to a total stranger and see what you can learn from that person. You know, if you don't like Muslims, go talk to a Muslim. You know, y'all might have similar interests. Y'all might support the same team. Y'all might both think Kim Kardashian look good. I do. But you never know until you talk to them. So that's my challenge to you this week, man. I'm Snapper Fruge, a.k.a. LL Fruge, because the ladies love Fruge. You hear me? But it's been a pleasure talking to you guys. If you want to get in contact with me, you can hit me on my email. It is snapdawg7@gmail.com. That's snapdawg7@gmail.com. Also, my Facebook is Snapper Fruge, and my Twitter and Instagram is Snapper_Fruge, and my last name is spelled Fruge. Hopefully, you know, you got something out of listening to this. We're gonna be doing this every Sunday. Listen to me while you're on the way to work, or, you know, taking a shit before you go to work, whatever it is. Just spread the word, man. I'm just trying to spread positivity. You know, just trying to make the world a better place with my little microphone I got, you know. So anyway, it's been a pleasure talking to y'all, man. Y'all have a blessed week, and y'all be good, man. I'm out here.